bearing some gifts, including me. For you I will live. Look at my gift and I wonder, will you accept it? I'm in need of your blessing. This is my expression.
Hello viewers, welcome to Faith Avenue, a life-changing program with your brother Mr. Cage. We are right in Lusaka, Zambia, in a residential area called, Obama. We are here to just check and get to find out more in the life even of, Apostle, Cheta. And this is his residence. Just walk with me and see a little bit more of how this house actually is. Faith Avenue, a life-changing program with your brother right here, Mr. Cage, and this segment is actually called Cage and the Cage segment, where we just get in the life of our, Clagemen around town. And today we are privileged. We are just right here in Obama. Obama, right? Not the president, but it's a residential area. And we're just getting in the life of, a very powerful pastor and apostle, if you like, so close to me as well. And we, in a nutshell, and on a lighter note, we do discuss a lot of things, but today we just want to get in his life, get to understand where he's from, what he's up to, when did God call him, what sort of challenges has he really faced in life. And this is no other than, Apostle Cheta Mutaplo. Welcome to Cage and the Cage segment, man of God.
Thank you so much, Mr. Cage. How are you? Good to see you.
I'm blessed.
Awesome. Welcome to our house.
Can you imagine? I'm actually welcoming in your own house. Compliments. This is a
very on season.
Yeah.
Please.
No, really. Even the house is so nice.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So comforting. All right.
And it's, what can I say? I think we give all the credits to
God.
To God and also to my wife,
Exactly. Oh yeah, she's really doing a great job.
In our own style,
I can imagine the bachelor hotel people tend to mix colors here and there. All right.
Please, so you're welcome.
Yes. So today we just want to look into your life.
Perfect.
We want to learn more about you,
Wow.
who you are, where you're from.
Wow.
So to start with, who's Apostle Cheta?
Wow, that's amazing. I always say, definitely it's not about titles. Others are called apostles. Mm-hmm. Others call me apostle, others call me prophet, others call me evangelist. But at the end of the day, it's about the results.
Okay.
The results that you get determine the title that you're given in the society. But
right.
I think I'm just Cheta at the end of the day.
Okay.
And you are here to know Cheta.
Exactly.
I know. Yeah. So yeah.
Who's Cheta?
Lucky is a free-spirited individual. He's a businessman who is so passionate about the work of God. I don't know. Sometimes
you are indescribable.
I'm indescribable. Sometimes I think it's also better for maybe somebody. Sometimes I get amazed on how other people describe you.
Okay,
but for me, I'm just me. I'm just this man who loves God. I think at the end of the day,
what tribe is Cheta?
Lucky is a Mambwe, born in the northern province of Zambia, Mbala district. Mm-hmm. He's a beans man, a business.
I know, right? You're known for that.
He's a man who enjoys cultivating beans, and he's a business born-minded man. Mm-hmm. So I was born in the village, actually not the village, I was born in Chiba, in Kasama.
Okay, Kasama.
But my tribe is Mambwe. From Mbala district in the northern province.
Mm-hmm. And tell me about your family background. How many are you in your family? What was your dad doing there?
Wow. Mr. Gage, okay. This might educate somebody out there, and I think that's the reason we're here.
Exactly.
I'm born from a polygamist family.
Okay.
My father was a polygamist. Mm-hmm. He was a painter. He worked in some company in Kasama, PW something.
All right.
It was an old company. I think my brother would get that company right. Mm-hmm. I think I was still very young. Yeah, so I am in my mom, and from one womb, which is my mom, we're just two of us, me and my sister, Chongo.
All right.
Yeah, so she's the firstborn. I'm the
So
second
your
one.
mother is actually the second wife?
My mother,
How many wives did your dad
Okay,
have?
I would say I think he had about four.
About
In
four?
total, about four.
He was
Yeah,
a great
but
man.
you know, the unfortunate part is it's unfortunate because he could marry, divorce, marry,
Oh,
divorce.
it's not that kind of a thing where he had them
No.
at
It's
once.
not, it's a situation where he marries this one, maybe he has 4 children. He
divorces.
he finds a problem in them. Unfortunately, now I'm a pastor. I can talk about these things open so that
Alright.
to get someone out there. My father, the biggest problem that he had was he could find a problem with every woman. You know what I mean? So he marries this one, and he finds a customer problem. That. But he's someone who also loved the Lord. I couldn't understand how my dad mixed this thing. But by the grace of by God's grace, we here. So I would say my mother, who is I think I would say the third or the fourth
Of the wives.
Yeah. So we just two of us.
Okay.
So the first set of 4, they were born from one mom.
Okay.
And the second set of 2.
So in general, from your dad, how many are you?
We were 10.
10. It's a national team. It's a soccer team. What I said is a good
I'm
man.
telling you, we 10 and
So where were you born?
I was born in Kasama.
Kasama.
Yeah, I was born in Kasama, Chiba village.
Around which years?
I was born in 1983 actually.
Okay.
Yeah, born in 1983 and 15th of April. Yeah, so I'm quite older, getting older.
Yeah, exactly. Others like to ask how old are you, but I meant to ask how young are you.
I was celebrating my youth. I think last year. I think failed to count. Some of us who were not born with birthdays. You know what I mean.
Exactly.
You're just born and
those were rare. Those
you find
days.
yourself now in grade. But suffice to say, I was born in a very, very poor family.
Okay.
That must be understood. And so my life is a work of testimonies, a work of miracles. So let me not go ahead of you.
All right. So tell me something. I would really want to find out what sort of you said your dad was a carpenter.
No, he was a painter.
It was a painter.
He was a painter.
All right. Tell me, how did you grow? Where were you raised? Was it in Kasama?
Wow.
Or where?
My growing has been a miracle on its own. My growing has been very miraculous every stage. When my mother gave birth to me, unfortunately she died when I was about 1 year, some say 2 months,
Yeah,
some
rest
say
in
1 year,
peace.
6 months, So I was very young.
Okay.
To some extent, maybe I wasn't even 1 year old. I don't know.
Okay.
But so from there, when my mom died, my father couldn't take care of me because the family to my mother refused to say, look, you can't
He's young.
manage, he's still young. So I started being kept by people.
All right.
Now,
relatives or just ordinary people?
Relatives, that's first of all, I was kept by my mother's elder sister. So in a nutshell, I would say I've been kept from people to people to people to people. So I've never grown up in one house.
All right.
You understand? I've grown up more or less a street kid in people's houses.
All right.
Exactly.
Okay.
What am I trying to say is whoever keeps you has their own rules and regulations.
Exactly.
So I would have been brought up as a criminal. I would have chosen a way of a criminal. I would have, but you find that in my mother's sister's house, I was taught different virtues. I stayed there maybe for 1 year. Another person picked me up, kept me under their own conditions. Some kept me as a slave, cleaning their houses, feeding their goats. Okay, this one go out. Another one picks up like that. So my life has been like football. Okay. This one kicks you, this one kicks you, this one. So that's how it's been. And
right.
It's just by the grace of God that I'm even alive today.
All right. So tell me a bit about your academic, background.
My academic background. When the last person to keep me was my uncle in the part of Mpulungu. He was the head teacher.
All right.
That
was in Mpulungu.
That was in Mpulungu now. He's a great man. May he so rest in peace. Frederick Simpasa. He was my mother's brother.
Okay.
Right.
So your uncle.
My uncle, he's the man who really started the pace of life as far as education is concerned.
All right.
I remember I was very young, but the man believed in me so much. At least there, in as much as poverty was there, but he did his part. He could try. He could try to.
So tell me this. You're talking about poverty in the house of the head teacher.
Right.
Because that time teachers were highly respected.
Yes, okay, he was very respected, but and the unfortunate aspect was also my uncle also had 2 wives.
Oh, I get
My
it.
uncle had 2 wives, and in each house he had his own children. And in that house, so we could be about 17 in one house.
In one house.
Now, he also had a big heart of
And
people.
he had to keep all of those, take care of their needs.
Exactly. And we came in, these are my sister's, children. And this is Lucky, my sister's son. And he had a big heart of keeping people. So we reached a level where even the house or the mother, my aunt where I was staying, she also had a big heart. So it's a situation where you understand to say, okay, now for sure, but the man
really
is trying, He
really has a heart of helping people.
Now, what am I trying to say is it's a village, but I moved from a village where I was being kept, but I came and reached this place called Mpulungu. My life became a little better because I was a kachema. Kind of, I lived in a life of the bush, feeding goats,
Shepherd.
Where people would eat you up if you eat the food that, so you'd stay. I was introduced to fasting before knowing Jesus Christ.
All right, the poor way. Okay.
You know what I mean? So it's been that kind of. So my education started at my uncle's place in Purungu.
Okay.
He was a headmaster, and he enrolled me. He enrolled me straight into the school. I started my grade 1 in 1993 at a school called Mankonga Primary School in Purungu. Yeah. So from there the journey started. I started, and immediately the journey started.
The school called Mankonga?
Mankonga Primary School. And from there, I was introduced to Christian virtues by my auntie. She loved the Lord so much, and I became a serious Catholic man. Then I joined the altar call, I joined the praise team, and I started getting introduced to Jesus. And my life became so much attached to Him, until the time I received my call. In 1993, actually, the same year, but God rebuked me and said, no, my son, I didn't.
1990?
In 1993, in grade 1.
Okay, grade 1. That's when you received your call.
Call.
All right, we'll talk about that later. So tell me about your school,
so
your
my
education
school,
life.
So grade 1 up to grade 5. I think I learned to wear my first shoe in grade 5. I always, these are very, very important.
Those days it was a miracle.
Those are very important things. I was given the first shoe by the Catholic fathers. With their program in the villages, their programs where they look at these orphans and things like that. So I was registered as one of the orphans, and by virtue of that, I received a new shoe. It was an amazing experience in grade 5. In about grade 6, my brother. When my father died, so there's a lot of gap here, but I'll try and merge it together. In 1997, my brother died. My father. My father died in Kasama after being diagnosed with BP, TB, and stuff like that. And so, at the funeral, I came to meet my elder brother, our firstborn.
Okay.
And could understand. Don't forget where I came from. I said
yes.
Different wives by my father, different.
Exactly.
So my brother came, and we got to know each other. And my friend, and they told him that this young man is very intelligent at school. So my brother got interested. He said, "Okay, I think I would want to help my young brother so that he finishes school." So I didn't know that he had gone to think about it after the body of my father. And from there, while I was entering grade 6, I just received a letter. Those days there were no phone calls. My uncle received a letter
which could take 2 weeks, a month or so to reach you.
Imagine. He said, "Look, I'm asking for that young man to come and join me in Lusaka so that he finishes school." And that was an open door, to another phase in my life. So when I came, my brother welcomed me in his house with his beautiful wife, and I went to a school called Lusaka Basic School. At that time, Lusaka Secondary School now was called Lusaka Basic School, just by Long Acres. And that step from grade 6, grade 7, 2 years in Lusaka from a village man who was a god header. It was a rough understanding Nyanja and things like that.
Exactly.
And I found myself being into this life of town Nyanja life. I wrote my grade 7 there, and I qualified to go to grade 8. And my brother sent me to boarding school, Cheta Secondary School. And I was there grade 8, 9. Again, I excelled, worked so hard. I went to Chizongwe, qualified to go to a technical secondary school.
Okay.
And I went to Chizongwe Technical School, and from there I did my grade 10, 11, and 12.
All right.
I wrote my grade 12 in 2004 and got my results and went to, can I continue? Sure. Okay. I couldn't, unfortunately, I did not get enough results to allow me to go to University of Zambia.
Okay.
And at that time, it was very difficult for me to find school. My brother was very particular about education. He wasn't very impressed with the results that I got. But I pleaded with him to say, look, do something. I just need to get something. And, he became remorseful and said, okay, look, do you want to rewrite? And I said, look, I'm not interested in writing. I think whatever God brings my way, I think now. So fortunately enough, I got admitted at ZIPSIP, Zambia Institute of Business and Industrial Practices in Kitwe, where I did a course called ABMA, course in that's in business administration. Exactly. Which I did for 1 year, 6 months, and I qualified and got my certificate, and I came back. I think that is where my education life started. I started, ended actually. And I continued. I came back and started business with my older brother. So now, later on, I want to skip the issue of business first.
All right, yeah.
Later on, I enrolled at Lusaka University to do a degree in marketing. Okay. I did I was exempted. I did about the 2 years. So in third year, I became too much overwhelmed with my business. Okay. So I stepped out and said, guys, I'm in Kesa, but let me run another side of life. So yeah. So in terms of the academic life, yeah, I'm now trying to enroll and do theology, and because now, yeah. So there are so many parts about my life that needs a lot of adding up for you to.
There's so much grace on you. So on this note, let's just take a break. Please. We'll be right back after listening to the music of Uncle Smart with the song Amazing Grace.
Wow. Thank you.
We'll be right back.
God, I just want to say thank you. You've been so good to me. I just want to praise you in this song. Hallelujah. Amazing Jehovah, amazing
You are still watching Faith Avenue with your brother Mr. Cage, right here on Cage and the Cage segment, where we are privileged to be in the life of, Apostle Cheta Mutapula. Now, man of God, tell me, what does the name Mutapula mean?
Well, I gave it my own meaning, and fortunate enough, the way it sounds like it's a Bemba talking about Kutapula, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So I got it out to say, look, I defined it in my own term. The meaning of the name is in the career. So I said it's getting people out of trouble.
All right.
Right. So Intapulo means getting people out. So I've defined it.
Not as in Intapulo.
No.
Have you been to the river?
I've been to the I've gone into Lake Tanganyika. Yeah. So I've defined it as getting people out.
All right.
I've come to realize to say my life throughout has been in that line.
All right.
So I say I cannot be of this until maybe something.
What a powerful song by Uncle Smart. He's talking about the grace, what God has done.
Right.
Even in your life, it's so evident. Now, tell me, how was your youth?
Wow.
Life.
When you talk about grace, really, my life is about grace. My life has been all about grace. One thing that I made a decision in my youth was not to interact myself with sin.
Okay.
I have lived my life really looking at that as something that I've regarded as the strongest thing in my life.
Okay.
I looked at it to say, if my life was in such a way where my mother dies, I'm kept by like a football, that means there must be something very special about my life. So my youth really, I wouldn't say I've moved around. I think I've watched my past so much.
All right.
Tell
me, because one thing is that we want to learn you, from you, clergymen. There are youths outside there that are really suffering from so much, peer pressure around them, from their friends and all that.
Right.
How do you just manage in this era? Were you a sports person?
Wow.
Or are you?
Well, in the first place, Minister Cage, I'll tell you one thing. Peer pressure is in the mind of somebody.
Okay.
Peer pressure is not an object that is going to pull you into something. Peer pressure, you decide.
Okay.
I told you to say I was in Katete. Katete was a co-education school where we were ladies and boys. From there, I moved into Chizongwe where there were mafias. You know Chizongwe as metos. I've been a sportsman from Katete, from grade 8. Okay. I play soccer, I play basketball. Okay. Now, if you talk about basketball in school, these are the champions of the school. These are the your buddies.
Okay.
The
XAs.
The XAs, They walk with combs in the, they keep hair, they sag their trousers and things like that. But all these things could not affect me. I was a discus champion, the whole Eastern Province. 2004, I was the champion of discus, in that field events.
Okay.
So I had, in terms of, talk about the youth of today, you talk about women throwing themselves over you. I was in the limelight of that kind of life. You know what I mean? But one thing that I did was I made a decision. What is it that is good for me? Yes, the youths, they are struggling to differentiate who they are from what they are seeing. I think that's a gap. The most important thing that I would say to the youths out there is, who are you? What do you want to get out of life? I think when you understand what you want to get out of life, and you also understand the background. Some of people that are in the center of peer pressure are people that are coming from very broken families. Families that they have a responsibility to mend, but they've forgotten about the sufferings of their own families. You go to school, you start taking drugs. You go to school, start smoking chamba. You go to school and you start doing your own things. You forget. So it's about my past. My past kept speaking every day.
All right.
My past kept reminding me of who I am and what I'm supposed to do in life. So even the time where I didn't manage to go to University of Zambia, I remember telling my people there at University of Zambia to say, guys, after they were enrolled, I said, gentlemen, you've been enrolled to study. I have failed to be enrolled. I failed to be accepted. But one thing, we're eating soya chunks at President Square. I remember this
when
thing.
It just came.
Exactly. And I was there, and I told the guys, we're eating soya chunks, and I told them, guys, you guys, you've been enrolled. But one thing I can assure you is by the time you're graduating, I'll come and employ you.
Okay.
So I told them, and that was, I remember a few friends, were there. I remember some of my friends, the Banda, Well, I told them, guys, I'll come and give you jobs. When you finish school, I have not managed to come to school here, but when you finish school, I'll come and employ.
I'll secure jobs for you.
And I'm telling the truth, God really was faithful to my prophecy, my declaration, the things that I spoke. God turned my life around. By the time these guys were graduating, I had my own house. I had, my own car.
Are you married, man of God?
Hey, I've got a beautiful wife.
Okay, we'll talk about that later. So tell me, how many girlfriends did you have before getting married?
Wow, that's a good one.
Like in a row.
How many girlfriends did I have before I got married? Wow. Okay, 1, 2,
3, 4.
No, 3. I had 3 girlfriends, but we didn't do anything.
Meaning?
Unfortunately, I didn't indulge myself into fornication.
Why? You were a shy guy?
No, not a shy guy. Into sin. We didn't commit ourselves into sin. Unfortunately.
Okay.
Is it fortunate or unfortunate? I think the youths of today will say unfortunate.
You are inexperienced, that kind of a thing.
But at the end of the day, it is out of the what the Lord has blessed me with at the moment. You know what I mean? Yes, I had girlfriends who taught me quite a lot more things. And
what did you learn from them?
Well, mostly I think in the last one. Before I met my wife, I had another relationship that I was in, which was almost leading to marriage. And one thing that I learned from that relationship was actually what people define you is not actually who you are. You are who you define yourself.
Okay.
I remember you heard me mention about poverty. There's a season in my life where my life was really based in, serious in poverty, serious stricken poverty, and I did not understand how to come out until God gave me the message and the secret of coming out of poverty. And that's a time that when I was dating this woman, and the family didn't see, what I was seeing in myself.
Okay.
So our relationship couldn't work, and from there, the Lord opened my eyes and I saw the secrets to supernatural wealth.
Okay.
Immediately I discovered that I knew to say, actually, it was an open door for me to discover who actually I am. And the Lord blessed me with a beautiful wife from the Eastern Province. I always tell she's from Northern Province, but she always says she's from Eastern Province, Banda, and she'll be.
So tell me, have you ever smoked dagga?
Wow, I've never smoked dagga in my life.
Beer?
I've drunk beer.
Okay.
I've tasted beer.
Tell me your experience. What do you regret having done?
In the first place.
In the state of intoxication.
Wow. In the first place, my father was a drunkard.
Okay.
Right?
So it was an inheritance.
So I'm telling you, so it's a situation where when my dad is going to the bar, he will call you.
Okay.
He will go with you. So I started drinking beer at a very small age to a level where I think this time yeah, so it's been I drank beer, but at the end of the day, there's one of my cousins from the family that I introduced. I said before we went on break, I said there's my uncle in Northern Province, Mpulungu. So he had this son called Chidi Simpasa. Okay. He's my cousin. At one time he comes and says to me, Lucky? I said, yes. He says, do you know that I drink? I said, yes, you. And at that time I had a bottle of Rhino Lager that time. You know that I drink? I said, yes. And I'm drunk, yes. Do you know that I bought this beer for myself? I said, yeah, I know. He said, very good. Come, I'll show you something. So he held me by the hand and showed me this man who was with Chaco. Okay. Then he told me to say, if you continue holding this bottle, you end up like that man. He said, that man you are seeing was more intelligent than you are now. But look at where he is. It's because of what you are drinking. Okay. Minister Cage, I said to myself, I never want to end up like that man. it came so strong upon my life. Then he told me, if you don't want to end like that, man, it's not just about talking. It's about you dropping
Action.
that bottle and never look at it. That was my last bottle. Up to date.
Now, tell me. There is always this, assertion that, when people are drinking, drinking does not just go bare like that. It goes together with women. Now you're saying you never slept with a woman. How were you managing in the state of, being drunk?
Wow. One of the things.
What was your weakness?
I think my weakness was insulting.
Okay.
I think so. I think I didn't have the weakness of these drinking.
Womanizing?
No.
Okay.
I've never experienced the womanizing life.
Okay.
But of course, when you are a star, you need to be all over.
Okay.
Now, one of the things that you must understand is I did not stay longer into this beer issue. Why? Because of poverty.
All right.
So the kind of drinking I'm talking about is a drinking where, bars in, you Kasama, Mpulungu, those, into bars.
In the villages, the village setup.
So the time I was being introduced to Lusaka life, right? The time I was being introduced to Lusaka life, I'd already made the decision to say I'll never drink again.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, I could interact with people that are drinking. We could go to nightclubs. I've entered nightclubs.
To do what?
Right. What made me enter nightclub? There's a time that I was at Chizongo Technical Secondary School, and I'm a bus salesman. That was the only form of transport.
Okay, yeah, sure.
So you close school like today, and today you've closed school at 14 hours. The school is closed. You're in a boarding school. So the first bus will be tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Right. So this night you mingle with friends. But you and you'll be there, and my friends will be there. I learned how to play pool from the bus. So I was it's not that my life was boring. I've always made my life very entertaining. I know most of the sports. I know how to play chess. I know how to play sport. What sports I know how to play tennis? So I'm exposed in such a way, but I think being exposed does not mean doing wrong things. I think the youths of today, when they say they're exposed, they think it's about having 4 girlfriends, sleeping with them, going to nightclub.
That's what is
drinking.
trending.
That's what's trending. But at the end of the day, it's not what is trending. It's actually what is trending you out of life.
Yeah.
So you're actually selling out yourself. You're selling your destiny. It's not what is trading. It's actually what is. You are selling your life outside. You are killing it. You are shortening your destiny. You know what I mean? So I reached a level where I was not influenced. My friends were rich. Okay, my friends. My brother unfortunately never used to give me money that I could see in other people, my mates. My mates were coming from rich families. Yes, I was coming from a rich family. My brother was very comfortable, but he did not give me things as my other peers were enjoying. You know what I mean? So if he's sending transport money and from Chipata to Lusaka is 60 kwacha, he will send 65 kwacha.
5 kwacha for a drink.
Exactly. And my friends will receive 300 kwacha. My friends will receive at that time to 300,000. You remember?
Yeah, exactly.
So my friends will, instead of 60 kwacha, which was 600 kwacha. Yeah, that was 60,000. Exactly. Instead of 60,000 kwacha, they will receive 120,000 kwacha. You know what I mean? And they have their, so they could tell you, Lucky, let's go. Go together. You enjoy. But 10,000 kwacha. And you try and, guys, what are you drinking? Like, just give me Fanta. And buy me tokens. They go out. You are seeing them. You are seated. This thing happened in front of me. They take their girls and they go. Taking Fanta. You are okay, sober. 142, you sit on a chair and sleep.
So even at that point, you were able to give all of your life to Christ.
I actually gave my life to Jesus Christ. Really, okay, I would say, in as much as I was drinking, as much as I did not do, because in the Catholic setup, unfortunately...
That time you're still with the Catholic?
The time I stopped drinking, I was still with the Catholic.
Okay.
So in the Catholic setup, drinking is not something that is wrong.
All right.
Unfortunately, I pray that God is going to open their mind. They say it's not a wrong thing. So even the time my cousin was telling me, I made the decision to stop drinking, not because I was a Christian, but because I didn't want my life to end up like that man mission.
All right. So on this note, which song are we going to listen to?
We're going to listen to this song done by the Mwanza family.
The Chirwas.
The Chirwa family called Pamakasa.
Pamakasa.
Featuring the Peace Preacher.
All right. Stay right there. I'll be right back. Right.
Yesu aikele nabasambi bakwe umukashana ile fuka makasa yakwe
atambidi okulila ishinayi chefya bali Yesu abantu kupape filamba fyalepona pamakasa yaba Yesu atambidi okulila ishinayi chefya bali Yesu abantu kupape filamba fyalepona pamakasa yaba Yesu Yesu amwelele amasambi yakwe ngefya Cheta kuba ichefya pamakasa yakwe twikale pamaso yakwe sitayosi nandivya tala twikale pamazozi yakwe sitayosi nandivya tala tulilila sile pamazozi yakwe sitayosi ndiwi ya mukaziana uwalilile pamazozi yakwe twikale pamakasa yakwe Cheta kufuma kumafude yabo mubashi shamuna kwa mutemo Yesu kuchula shamuna pawendela pankasa shangwa kulomba na filafina wana ba Israeli mubusha abapela manda alunda pona meshi awe fala o abunda ahe aha amatololo abapela manda alunda pona meshi awe fala o abunda ahe aha amatololo
ile mailo bushikutwaya na mukulala elyo ena hema chingirira baichefya shina lyenu tata libenya panwa tufukame panga za chakwe elyo twala bona mapano yakwe